everyone, I'm back again with another video of mine. You all know me. I'm Mona Lisa Joshi, the founder and director of Chrysanthemum Chronicles, a contemporary publishing house that I run from New Delhi. And you know the reason that why I'm here. Yes, to continue with my excerpt reading series from this chapbook, To Frida with Love, as I have made some 5 videos because I've read 5 vignettes from this book, and today I'm going to take out the 6th vignette from this book, which has been written by Aditi Lahiry, and she's also a good friend from Facebook, and she's also the member of Chrysanthemum Chronicles, which is a Facebook group page from where I also make updates about the publishing house and also about the books that I'm going to bring out in future, and also some of the projects that we are working together with my editorial board. So before I start the excerpt reading series from the 6th vignette today, I would love to give you a little more about Frida Kahlo. Well, as I told you that Frida Kahlo got married to Diego Rivera for the 2nd time, but after her 2nd marriage to him, her health really got deteriorated and she became really a sufferer because the pain that she had to endure throughout her all life, she had to go through all the challenges because at the age of 18, when she met an accident on the trolley or the tram in which she was traveling, it met an accident and a beam went through her pelvis and abdomen area, and her internal organs were damaged badly, and also her spine. So she had to suffer a lot of pain throughout her life in her spine, and also she suffered backache continuously. So after her 2nd marriage, she was so ill and sick that finally she had to be admitted in a hospital, and where she went through a surgery, but the whole process was so painful, and after also the surgery recuperating period was also painful for her. So the doctor suggested to keep her in on morphines and sedatives because her pain was not coming down. So Diego made it sure that she suffered a little because of the pain. It was unbearable for her, so he agreed that the doctors gave her with morphine and sedatives. So later on, when she recovered and she was released from the hospital, she came back to her maiden home, La Casa Azul. She was still fighting this the effects of these sedatives going through her nerves and all. So she became delirious, and she remained like this for quite a long time, and she would not easily recognize people or the surrounding around her. But 2 of her sisters, Christina and Matilde, came and took good care of her. They also felt very sad because by now Frida had become very thin and very pale. She really looked on the path of almost like they felt that she might die. So Diego was also taking good care of her, but by now he was again getting some commission art pieces. So he used to travel back and forth to the studio where he was doing his art pieces, and then again back to La Casa Azul, and he would stay there with Frida, lie down with her, and made sure that she fell asleep, and then he would leave. So the 2 sisters also again made arrangements for now. By now Frida was on wheelchair. She could not walk on her own because she had lost all her energy. So the 2 sisters again made an arrangement for the canvas and easel to be put on the bed only, and the mirror was on the top of her roof of the bed, and she could see herself on it, the reflection, and she would again draw the self-portraits. But by now she had lost the energy of even holding a brush. So it was quite a painful situation for Diego and also for her sisters to see Frida Kahlo decaying in such a manner. But there's another interesting fact that I would like to tell you, that Diego loved her so much, but he could not give away this quality of his, that he would easily fall for any woman, and he had multiple relationships with women. And even Frida Kahlo also gained this sense of freedom by involving, despite of being married to Diego, she also involved herself with multiple relationships, and that is how she also had an affair with Trotsky. He was a Russian curator and a person who used to commission Diego for his art pieces, and he was assassinated at his home only. But Frida also she was also doubted because she had an affair with Trotsky, so she was also doubted on this for this matter, and she was put into jail for 2-3 days because they felt that she might be having a hand in his murder, but ultimately nothing was found against her, so she was released. But this Frida had to go through this kind of challenges as well. And Diego was saved by a person. You will find it very interesting. She was a woman, and she saved her by hiding him into her truck and piling him by the canvases and paintings, and then she saved his life. So she was none other than Charlie Chaplin's ex-wife, Paulette Goddard. And later on, they also developed an affair. Diego and Paulette Goddard also fell for each other, and they also had an affair. But Frida again could accept this fact because by now she knew that Diego could not change his nature. He was not monogamous, so she accepted this fact, and she became good friends with Paulette as well. And she even gifted her one of her paintings, which was named as Basket, if I'm not wrong. So she painted this basket full of flowers, and she made this canvas and gifted it to her. And more often Paulette also invited them as couple, and Frida also invited her at her home. Frida had this habit of throwing parties, and she would specially cook for them. She loved to cook Mexican delicacies, so she used to cook and serve her guests, and she used to invite many friends. And among her friend circle there were big names like Hemingway, and Dali was also her acquaintance. So there's some big names. And so this is it's really an interesting story that how Frida had the heart of befriending all of Diego's mistresses in a very open and friendly way, and she would accept them with heart, and she became good friends with them. And this shows that she was a really a good hearted person, and she was a woman with full of life and energy, because I feel that maybe she had this kind of concept in her mind that she was living on a borrowed time, so she made sure that every day she lived to the fullest. So and there's another thing that I find very interesting, that Frida accepted Diego's infidelities in such a way that she rather instead of calling him as a lover, she rather addressed him as her son, and because she felt that she was taking care of him in such a way, and he needed lots of care, his food, his morning rituals and everything. So Frida was capable of taking good care of Diego, so she considered herself as his mother more than his lover. So this is really something very interesting. And now I will start with the 6th vignette here, and I will tell you the last part of her life story by the last vignette that I will read in my next video. And through this, the excerpt reading series will come to an end. It's again going to be an emotional feeling, because whenever these excerpt reading series come to an end, I feel a little sad. And also because this time this one is a chapbook, and it's going to finish very soon, and it's almost coming to an end. So this is the second last video in the special edition series of doing these excerpt readings videos. And by the end of the video, you will find something really melancholic about Frida's life. So wait for that last video. And now I'll start with Aditi Lahiry's vignette, which is entitled My Letter to Frida Kahlo. And she has taken inspiration from this portrait with cropped hair. This was the time when she got divorced from Diego, and she was not able to go through that turmoil, and that is when she cropped her hair. That's the story, and let's see how Aditi Lahiry has tried to create that kind of imaginative, surreal environment through her vignette, because these are again the conversation between the canvas and Frida. So let me read. Dear Frida Kahlo, I'm not a great artist nor a soul who has understood every form of art. Today I write this letter with a sense of empathy and compassion towards you. I've always been present as an invisible shadow of a woman, understanding the amount of pain and agony that you have endured all through your life. Yet I have been equally inspired by the manner in which you have got the strength to stand up and portray each emotion that you have faced during each moment of your life's turmoil, without ever raising a brow or inviting a terrible war. For days on end, you have suffered alone, being in isolation, being hated and misunderstood by dear ones has been a regular affair for you. Your first comeback after your accident at 18 during the year 1944 was something that shattered your core. The broken column, the painting that you created, depicted the amount of pain that shattered your core. If you were an ordinary woman, you could have never been able to make a self-portrait of yourself after this terrible accident. Yet this is what I admire about you, for never once did you think of giving up. Once again, you stood up to paint yourself. It takes real guts to express your feelings and emotions in your paintings. You poured out each phase of life's torments and the feelings of isolation, brokenness, emptiness without being worried about what others might be saying and believing. Your bold spirit inspired many young girls to voice out their feelings. Each of your paintings now symbolically poured and painted your inner torments, whether it be the Henry Ford Hospital, which clearly depicted the amount of pain, loss, and incompleteness that you experienced after your multiple abortions, or the Wounded, a painting which carries the face and the body of a deer wounded by a hunter, clearly reflects the mental and physical pains you endured all through your life. I have seen you yet again getting drenched in a pool of tears and creating yet another painting, a masterpiece once again, but this one depicted the height of your pain. I was shattered to pieces. I completely empathized with your condition. I am not ashamed to confess that I was in your place. I would never have the ability to stand up again, and there I looked at your never giving up attitude. You showed me and the many women who are considered weak that where there's a will, there's a way. It's 1940 now. You painted your first self-portrait after being divorced from Diego Rivera. This painting was too vivid. Each detail of your mental state, which had suffered extreme devastation, was included in it. You called it self-portrait with cropped hair. In this self-portrait, you painted yourself wearing an oversized men's suit and crimson shirt, possibly Rivera's, instead of one of your traditional Mexican costume Tejina dresses that you used to wear often. You cut your beautiful long hair that Diego loved. In your left hand you held a lock of her clipped hair like a sign of your sacrifice. As depicted in this painting, in your right hand you held the scissors with which you martyred your femininity. The strands of your lovely hair were spread everywhere, and they surrounded you in the empty space that you were gradually shrinking into. So here I'll stop, and I'm giving you reasons that you should grab this book. This is a chapbook, a very light read, a very fast read, and you can easily get it from Amazon or Flipkart. And these are really profound vignettes. Just see how the writers have created a world where the canvas is talking to Frida and somewhere Frida is talking to canvas. And it's a very surreal world that the writers have created through their deft pens, and you have all the reasons to fall in love with Frida Kahlo again through these vignettes, through this book. So I hope that you will grab this book today itself and you will review it on Amazon or Flipkart. So I look forward to that. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Mona Lisa's Literary Sanctuary. And if you wish to get published through my publishing house, then go to the website, link is in description. Go to the Get Published segment and find out all the details. So looking forward to see you again soon with another of my video. Have a good time all and take very good care of yourself. Bye all.